Yes, sir. Today we're doing a how to play on Silverwing Legacy from creator Malcolm Ivy, who looks to have done at least 95% of the art in this game. These CCG creators of today are uber multi-talented. I need to step my game up. Right, anyway, Malcolm Ivy, he's going to be on Ted's Basement tomorrow. Ted's Basement YouTube channel for the CCG Expo number 2, dropping tomorrow. And we need to get a Static Shock crossover by set 5. We're only on set 1, but by set 5, you need to holler at Milestone/DC. But anyway, to win, you need to discard all of the opponent's stamina. It may look like there are 3 stamina, but in fact there are 6 stamina, similar to prize cards. Once you take a damage, you'll flip one over to the card backside, and then once that's hit again, then you'll just discard it. Okay. The setup cards, the cards that start the game out on the field. Stamina cards, crystals, which are your resource of the game. You get 2 of them and maintain 2 of them throughout the game. Some cards call to rest a crystal to use it. We've got the main character, which is your avatar, and pretty self-explanatory. Okay, Antoine Silver, the titular Silverwing Legacy character. He's got a power any phase. Once per round, when your stamina is damaged, you can stockpile 1. Place the top card of your main deck into your stockpile, which the stockpile is right here above the main deck. Stockpile is kind of like an exile, but kind of like a archive in Keyforge. Right. And then we've got the signature card, which provides one-time use effects, then removed from the game. So first of all, this signature card, your main character must be Antoine Silver, and then on the action phase, when this card deals damage, you can gain 2 color attacks, 1 each round. These are your color attacks. Whenever you use a color attack, you have to flip this corresponding color disc over. 1 each round. And then the action phase, when this card is defended, you can gain 3 color attacks, 1 each this round. Crazy. All right, but you only get to use it once. Then remove from the game, I'm sure, to the restricted area, which is like right there to the right of the deck. All right, so inside the main deck, we've got allies, and we've got, they provide attacks and defense against blue, yellow, and red attacks. Then we've got support cards. Naturally, I'll do a flipping through the cards a little later. Okay, so a bunch of allies. Then we've got supports, which are your normal one-time single-use effects. Can be activated from hand or the support row, which the support row is behind your stamina. You'll set those like in Yu-Gi-Oh! And for example, one support card is a constant once per round. When your attacking card deals damage, you can stockpile 1. Place the top card of your main deck into your stockpile, and then on the action phase, once per round, when this card is played, you can stockpile 1. So a lot of stockpile in the Abandoned Laboratory support card. And then for example, an ally, on the action phase, spend a crystal. So you'll rest a crystal from upright to the right orientation. When this card is defended, you can reveal 1 support card in your hand or support area, stockpile 1. Place the top card of your main deck into your stockpile. Alex Pontificus III. Alright, so support cards, allies, main deck cards we're looking at right now. Okay, and support response cards. Response cards, they can be only played set face down in the support area, then discarded, aka trap cards. Alright, so for example, Power Awakened, on the action phase, you can spend a crystal, rest it. If your main character is Antoine Silver, when your opponent initiates an attack or defends with a mono or dual ally card, you can discard that card. So yeah, negating attack. So this is a mono guy, chill guy. And let's check out Cassandra Novak. You see he has arrived. She's mono. Hopefully not nucleosis. Yeah. Alright, so that's that. And I think everything is 3 elves in the game. 3 copies in the game. Might be 4, don't quote me on that. We'll see in a minute. Alright, then we got on your opening hand, you get a partial mulligan at the beginning of the game. So you'll draw 5 into hand. Beginning turn of the game, you can, I haven't shuffled these at all, but you can mulligan, which is you could say I don't want these 3, put those on the bottom of the deck, and then redraw back up to 5. Partial mulligan, right? Of course, naturally you'll shuffle the deck at the beginning. Then on the start phase, both players simultaneously ready all rested cards, put them back into from rested to ready. Trigger start phase effects. Some cards will say that they have start phase effects. Naturally, this is skipped on the first round though. And then we go from the start phase, then we go to the setup phase, where you place up to 3 cards in the support row, which is right here. We haven't thoroughly went over all of the zones or whatever, but so the stamina, you've got your 3 stamina out there, which is effectively 6 with the back of them, which is the victory points too. Then we got the support row, which response cards can be laid in, support cards can be laid into, or you can play them from the hand. Then we've got the signature spell, the signature or move. We've got that, the main character right there, right by the stamina. The battlefield is where different types of combat happen. Then we've got the combat, the main combat, where you rest characters and allies. Then we got the discard pile up top right there. Stockpile, we went over that, main deck. And then the restricted, which is the really exiled. Okay. Alright, so to continue, place up to 3 cards in the support row area, face down. Draw back up to 5 in hand. So even if you've drawn back up to 5, you can still play some things and then draw back up to 5 again. Then we go into the action phase, the 3rd phase of the game. Utility step, add any cards in your stockpile to hand. You can choose to just take stuff out of the stockpile and add it to hand. Then you can place into support row again. So you know you got a lot of variability to when you can place things and take things out. Then you trigger ability step cards. There are some ability step cards, you can trigger those that are set in the support row. Then we go from player 1 gets to do those things, then player 2 gets a turn to do those things. Then we move from the utility step, then we go to the move step, player move step. So during the player move step, you can initiate attacks. You can move your main character, your signature attack, or allies from hand into single combat position slot. So right there, so you can move your hero, you can move your crazy signature attack or allies to the combat spot. Okay, and then now the onus is upon the defender, the opposing player, they can respond with a response card. Let's show a response card. These more darker colored, the support normals are the gray ones, and then the set response cards that the opponent has set face down, they can respond with those cards, those response cards. And then sometimes they might require a crystal to be used. But for example, if your main character is Antoine Silver, when your opponent initiates an attack or defends with a mono or dual ally card, you can discard that card. That's one option that they can do, is respond with a response card. or they can defend with a matching color card rested. So say that I'm swinging this blue ally. The opponent can respond with the response card or defend with a matching color card. So they could then defend with a Cassandra Novak. They would basically trade. Both of those cards would be discarded to the discard pile. Okay. And then a third option. No, the second option would be to defend with 2 non-matching color cards. So if you wanna, so say that I was swinging with a blue ally, the opponent saying that they don't have a blue card to respond, they can respond with 2 off-color cards from hand. 2 off-color allies from hand. And then that would work, and then that would stop them from taking a stamina damage. Okay, and then the third option is, of course, you can just let the damage go through. And then in such case, you would flip open one of their stamina. Then they've got 5 stamina remaining. Next stamina, they die. Okay, now in order to declare an attack with your main character, you would simply bring it over to the combat area, rest your main character, declare a color of attack that you want the main character to attack with. You would flip over that color disc. Then the opponent, they would have the chance to respond. They can either discard a color of that card from their hand, or discard, say, 2 off-color cards, and then defend that attack. And then your main character is returned to your main character area unrested. Okay, to initiate an attack with the ally cards or defend with them, you just place the ally card into the combat area in the appropriate position, the attack that way, the defense that way. Then after it attacks or defends, it gets a one-time use, then it's discarded. You know. Right. And if I didn't make this clear before, the support cards, they go to the battlefield just above your main character. Those are your field spells. They stay in the battlefield until they get removed. Okay. Now your main character, of course, like I said, it gets returned to its spot after use. And then each round you can do 1 attack of each color, tracked by your color discs. Up a little bit. And to do signature attack, your signature attack, you're gonna need all of the colors available. So you can't have one used, you gotta have them all available. You can do as many generic non-colored attacks as you want per turn. So let's find some generic non-colored attacks. That's the support, goes to the battlefield, support/battlefield. All right, so yeah, so these kind of support/normal. So I'm taking it that these are the, yeah, so you can use the supports from hand or from the support area, but you can do as many of these kinds of attacks as you want per turn. They don't use up a disc. All right, so for example, this watershed moment, action phase, utility step, spend a crystal, and if your main character is Antoine Silver, draw 2 cards. If you do, you can't draw cards again for the rest of the round. Right. So, and then that's been the move step. So you can do, the player 1 gets their move step, player 2 gets their move step, can only do 1 attack per move unless the card says otherwise. Then you go do that back and forth, then you go to the end phase, 4th phase, which is you can play any support cards into the support row. Play them like that, or yeah, play them into the support row. And you can place any unwanted cards into the bottom of the deck, and then refill your hand up to 5 back in the end phase. And then the round ends, then you go back to the start phase. And that is pretty much how you play Silverwing Legacy. And like I say, check them out tomorrow on Ted's Basement YouTube channel for the CCG Expo number 2. And that's all I got for you. Nichelle Nichols.